Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and communications, family relationship building, as well as child development all over the world through the lens of self-government. And in this video, I'm going to be answering the question, why are my kids so entitled? If that's what you're in for, let's get started. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what entitlement really is, what is leading to so much entitlement in our culture, and then what we can do about it. So what is entitlement? Entitlement is when a person feels like they deserve something. They deserve treatment from another person. They deserve things. They deserve experiences. A lot of people are feeling like they deserve digital devices right now. Those are definitely things and experiences. Many children who are entitled do not want to be corrected from their parents. So if a parent tells them, no, you can't do this, they're like, you can't make me. Well, that's entitlement. Or they go, whatever, and they do whatever they want anyway. So this disregard or disobedience to parents is usually a sign of entitlement. This is all kinds of very common experiences that we see in families. In fact, these types of entitled behavior are increasing in families, and it really is concerning. People want to know, why in the world is this happening? Why is my child feeling like they deserve so much and that everybody else has to make their problems go away, or everybody else has to give them what they need to be happy? So there are reasons for this, and that is because we are becoming more and more disconnected from our own true empowerment. The more that we look to government or schools or entities or whatever to solve our problems, to make us do certain things or teach us certain things, and we take no ownership for those things ourselves, we definitely are fostering entitlement. Another problem is that parents actually are experiencing a lot of entitlement too. I mean, think of it. We can order everything online. It can get it to our house same day sometimes, or next day. This means we don't have to wait. There's no delayed gratification. We get whatever we want, whenever we want. You know what that's called? The seed of entitlement. And so if parents are experiencing entitlement, they maybe don't even recognize when their child is being entitled to. There's another culture that is really coming in and hurting family bonds. Is this culture of affirming emotions to the point that a person gets stuck and that they feel entitled to have somebody else take away their emotional problem. So people are saying things to others like, hey, I don't feel safe when you say stuff like that. Like maybe you say something about a political candidate, or you say something about, I don't know, the way you were raised or your religion or something. And they'll say, well, I don't feel safe like when you say that, so you can't say anything like that. That's crazy. Number one, it's controlling, but it's also a sign of entitlement. If we have to control what every other person says around us all the time in our culture in order to maintain some sort of political correctness or something like that, if we can't have good, open, civil discourse with other people and share opposing viewpoints with each other, then you know what? We're actually going to have a struggle. We're going to think that we should be able to get everything our way for whenever we want. Another thing that leads to entitlement is catering to anxiety. So a lot of people are struggling with anxiety because they are getting everything they want, or they can be in control of many things, especially related to gaming, computer addictions, and these media addictions. They're in all the time. They can control those things, but they can't control people, so they get anxiety about people. When we cater to a lot of that anxiety, then what we're doing is we're making them become more socially shy, socially awkward, which are other ways of controlling situations and showing entitlement. I know that seems weird to think of a shy person as possibly being selfish or entitled, but sadly, it's sometimes true. Obviously, there is just developmental shyness, which is different than when a person just won't reach out or connect or look in somebody's eyes, even though they've been already through that developmental phase where they should have learned those skills. That just means then that they're trying to control all their outcomes, and so that's why they're maintaining a shyness. It's really just a distance. So when people put up walls in front of other people, that's also a type of entitlement. You may not have recognized that, but it is control. Whenever people start controlling other people, it usually is because they feel like they deserve to do that to everybody else in order to get something that they need, whatever it happens to be. This is actually kind of a seed of narcissism, so we have to be very careful about that. Narcissists will do anything to get what they want or to get their way, and it's because they have been given their their way on many occasions. So we need to remember that teaching a child that they have to accept a no answer is a vital skill for their development. They should not get everything their way all the time. I'm going to talk about some other key skills that we need to teach our children so that they do not develop entitlement, or if they are starting to go in that direction, how we can change the tide. But before we do that, click that subscribe button. You are not going to want to miss the other videos that come out on this channel. There are so many that come out each day related to family, relationships, and improving your self-government as well as theirs. Click the subscribe button now. Ideally, a family culture prepares to create an environment where children do not learn entitlement. I know that can be hard to hear, that possibly in your environment a child could have learned to be entitled, but sometimes it just happens unknowingly. Parents don't even realize they're acting in entitled ways as they argue with each other. Did you know power struggling is a sign that somebody feels a bit entitled, like they need to be in control of somebody else? Well, it is. Pouting, depression can all be symptoms also of a feeling of entitlement. Feeling like I need someone to take my problem away, I can't do it myself, is also a type of entitlement. So it shows its face in many different ways. So if we're wise, we prepare our children ahead of time to not have entitlement before it even starts. I was mentioning a skill before, like accepting a no answer, and how important it is to teach our children to accept no answers. Well, there are other skills that we want to teach our children too, in order to help them learn to contribute, be grateful, and stick to a task without having to be nagged. Yes, nagging even promotes entitlement. This book here, called Porter Earns a Quarter, actually teaches children how to accept no answers. There are 4 steps to accepting a no answer. You look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, and then you drop the subject. I know there's a lot of adults that don't even know how to accept a no answer, which means they don't cross over boundary lines and they know how to just let something go once they don't get it their way. Well, there are other skills we need to teach our children too. In fact, there are 4 basic skills that we need to use to teach our children to self-govern themselves. If we teach them to take responsibility for themselves and govern themselves, then they will become less entitled. So this book here teaches how to follow instructions. This one teaches how to disagree appropriately, and this one teaches accepting consequences. If a person does not get an opportunity to accept a consequence, they cannot learn self-government. Everything that happens to them will be your fault or somebody else's fault. One indicator that your child might be entitled is if they're making excuses for everything and they're trying to blame somebody else all the time. If they cannot be honest with themselves about their own behavior, they probably are struggling with entitlement. Consistency works wonders at discouraging entitlement in our children. If a parent consistently praises when things go well and corrects when things don't go well in a calm and consistent way, then children will have to learn to accept their consequences. When they have to accept the truth that they actually did something that needs fixing, this chips away at that entitlement. Sometimes it undermines it completely. This is why parents need to correct their children and praise them as well. If a person's going to learn self-government, they need to learn the cause and effect of any situation. Parents have to teach this. So let's just remember that when we correct our children, this actually is serving them. It is helping them have a happier life in the future. If you cannot accept correction, you're always going to be frustrated because no boss is going to agree with you all the time. You cannot be in control of all politics and everything around you. No, sometimes there's just things you can't have your way. So are you going to spend your life upset and complaining to everybody else or trying to control people in vicious ways? Just learn the skills you need to be able to drop the subject, accept consequences, course correct, and move on. I would like to teach you more about that. In fact, I created a class. It's an entire class that I've put here on this YouTube channel. It is called The Not So Known Secret for Parenting Success, and it will go into more detail about these skills and for the principles needed to implement self-government in your home. Click on the link to The Not So Known Secret for Parenting Success now, and I will see you there.